Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. It is Feminine Podcast, and today we will be talking about love languages because I think it is important. I think I will talk about it in dating a bit more than in friendship, but I think it can apply to friendship as well. So let's get started. I think it is a yummy video. I'm really happy to be doing this one. I'm happy to be doing all of my videos, by the way. So I think that's great. So if you didn't have any introduction to love languages, I still don't know how I will be titling this video, to be honest. But if you didn't have any introduction or explanation of love languages, I can be talking to you about love languages because I think it is important. I guess there are some other love languages that people might have, and there are subsection to those, but there are 5 love languages, and you can do a test to be knowing which love languages you have. So, love languages are basically the way you like to feel loved. And when people are doing this specific thing, you feel really loved and you want to love them back. If that makes sense. This is something that is touching you and you really like it. Like you really like when your partner is doing this. So the 5 love languages are act of service, word of affirmation, receiving gifts, physical touch, and quality time. Yes. So I will be talking about all of them, and in the end, I will be talking about what I think isn't said enough in the dating game, I'd say. Most of the people talk about love languages, but I will be talking about that in the end of the video. I will do a timeline so you can have like some sections to the video and you can go there if you already know what love languages are and you don't want me to be explaining too much, so you can click directly on this specific section to be knowing what I wanted to say about love languages. So the first one is act of service. Act of service is when you get services. It is when someone is literally carrying the burden that you are carrying at that moment. It could be cooking for you, it could be opening the door for you, it could be whenever. I have a specific example from a friend of mine. I remember we went to the restaurant and I took a spoon and I gave it to him, and then I took my own spoon, and he was really happy about that. Like for real, he was happy about the fact that I took a spoon and I gave it to him, and then took another spoon and gave it to me. I could have taken a spoon for me and then let him take his own spoon, but the fact that I gave it to him, like he was really happy about that. This is act of service. And sometimes we misunderstand. We think that men really like a lot of stuff, but I will be talking about that in the second video. Let me explain all the love languages. Here is act of service. It is like you wanted a fruit as an example, and you know that it is a mess to be cutting a fruit in half, and the other one is doing it for you. This is act of service. The second one is receiving gifts. So receiving gifts is pretty explicit. It is receiving gifts. You like someone to be taking care of you materialistically. It is, if it is a word, and you're a bit materialistic, and you like to be having new gifts. So you like little attentions, but materialistic attentions when it is an object, when it's not like act of service. Act of service is literally a service, and receiving gifts is literally a gift, like a small things, earrings. It could be I have no idea, makeup, clothes. Here is receiving gifts. The third one is quality time. So quality time is that you like spending time with the person you love. You like when you go out, you like organizing stuff, going on holidays together. You like spending really good time with this person. You don't mind if they give you a gift. You don't mind if they organize the whole stuff. That will be act of service. Receiving a gift for this person would be receiving gifts. But this one is just quality time. You don't mind. You don't even have. It doesn't even have to be something really like special. Just a little picnic is already quality time, and you just like spending time with the person you love. The fourth one is physical touch. It doesn't have to be intimacy. It's like kissing, rubbing shoulders, holding hands. Here is physical touch. When he touches your neck, he touches your hair, he touches your knees, he touches your arms. This is physical touch. The fifth one is word of affirmation. This is the one I always forget, sorry. word of affirmation is like you really like someone to be calling you baby, to be calling you really cute names, nicknames. They are sending you texts. They are sending you messages with everything. Oh my god, I love you so much. Really long messages in the morning. I hope you slept well. Whatever. I'm sorry. This is so much boo boo stuff, and I just hate it. But I know that some people really like to be called baby, my princess, all this stuff. This is word of affirmation. So here are the 5 love languages. If you don't know which love languages you have, you can make the test. I will be linking the test below if you want to try it out. Mine is act of service and receiving gifts. And then it is quality time, physical touch, and word of affirmation. Word of affirmation is the worst one. I hate when someone is speaking too much. Don't talk too much. I love actions, okay? Act of service, actions. Anyway, so I had 2 stuff to say. First, don't be egotistical. And second, listen to men, please. So, what I wanted to say in the beginning is that don't be egotistical. Know your own love languages, but you should also know the other person's love language, because you might be like, this is great to say, oh, I love gifts. I love to be spoiled. I love when a man is opening the door. I love when the man is ordering food for me to the waiter instead of me having to talk to the waiter. I love when a man is picking me up. I love when a man is sending me Uber. I love act of service. I love this. I love that. I love when I'm receiving gifts. Okay, that's great. You know your love language. You've done the test. You tell what you like, but don't be egotistical. It is a friendship or a relationship. You don't want to be loved only. It is a reciprocal. Like it has to be like you have to be the reciprocal. You can't be there telling everyone your expectations and you don't wait to see what they want to. You can't be taking advantage of other people. I wouldn't say that it is toxic, but it is a behavior that I see so many times, and I just don't understand why people are telling all their expectations, but they aren't waiting to know what other people is looking for. You know, you might end up in a situation when you just realize that you are not looking for the same stuff and you're not able to give the love language that the other person is waiting for. So I really suggest you to be knowing the other person's love language. This is the first stuff. And the second one is listen to these men. There is a way men like to be loved and you just don't understand. For me, act of service is opening the door, is sending me a Uber, really wait and see if I am really truly comfortable, and just check if everything is okay to me, like around me, for me, and this is act of service to me. But act of service to a friend of mine is just giving him a spoon. Sometimes we want to love people how we would like to feel loved, and I see that so many times, especially with women. My absolute best friend, he had this girl, like most of the girl he knows, like they are spending on him for some reason. He's receiving gifts when his love language is word of affirmation. He likes someone to be taking care of him, sending him text, and also quality time. He likes spending quality time. He likes being on the phone, spending quality time, and her giving like word of affirmation. I love you. I like you. We'll be doing this and that. He doesn't even care about receiving gifts. This is the lowest percentage he had on the test. He doesn't even care about receiving gifts. But because they want to be receiving gifts, these women want to be receiving gifts. This is their love language. And instead of trying to know his love language, they are showing their love language towards the other person. This is the way you want to feel loved. This is maybe not the way you want to love the other person, if that makes sense. So listen to these men. See when they are happy, when they are appreciative. If they are appreciating you when you are doing something, try to do something really similar. You might not want to be giving gifts to a man who just wants to be spending time having a picnic with you. Why would you give him gifts when he only wanted you to put some tomatoes in a basket and be sitting on the grass? It just doesn't make sense. You're adding too much effort. And then in the end of the relationship, I always see that, oh, I did it and I did this and that, but you don't do things to be like for people to be grateful for you, you do things because it makes you feel comfortable, it makes you feel happy to be doing things for other people. Don't say that people aren't grateful when you didn't do what they were expecting from you, okay? You're just giving too much energy, not even listening to other people. It is freaking egotistical, in my opinion. Sorry for the tough love again. To be loving the other person, have you wanted to feel loved? It came from a good intention, I guess, but it's not the way to go. Listen to these people. It's not only for men, because you might think that I think that men have to be the prize and I have to ask them what they like. No, not only that, because even in friendship, you might love your friend a certain way, but they don't even care about you doing this stuff because this is not the way they like to feel loved. You either want to please them, let's say, like please them in a way you want them to feel loved because it doesn't bother you doing this stuff. And if you feel like loving the person the way they want to feel loved just doesn't make sense to you and doesn't feel right to you, you might want to change your friendships, you might want to change your friends and your boyfriend or whoever you want to hang out with, if that makes sense. So yeah, this is what I wanted to say. There are 5 love languages. You can do the test to know which one is the best one. Some people don't even have to do the test because it is a bit tricky, I'd say, and you already know how you like to feel loved. Think about the time you felt loved by other people, and just realize which category it is, like which love language it is. And if you have someone you really like, ask them how they like to feel loved, how they really like to be, like what they would like for their birthday, as an example. It might not be a gift, it might be spending time with you, it might be you cooking together, it might be you rubbing shoulders or whatever. You know what I mean? Sometimes you just have to ask. And you can also tell them your love language because you have some expectations too. But don't be too egotistical and really see how people like to feel loved instead of doing stuff that they don't want you to be doing, and then you end up miserable because you spent time, energy, money to be doing stuff that they didn't even care about, if that makes sense. Thank you so much for listening to this video, and I'm really happy to be doing this podcast. I think it might be really interesting for some people who just don't understand why they give so much and they don't like receive back. So yeah, if ever you were wondering why, it might be the reason. Thank you so much for listening to this podcast. Don't forget to like, comment, share this video for someone who needs it, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much, and see you in the next one. Bye.